We are live. Can you guys hear me fine? Let me know. Is it going through good? Mic good? Mic check. New phone. New phone, who dis? How's it going, everybody? Hope all is well. We just decided to do a live stream here. Give me a second here. Okay. There, it's working. We're working now. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully you're all doing great. We got new phones today. Hopefully the graphics look good. We just wanted to show it off a little bit and just hang out with you guys and yeah, just have a good old time. So let me know if the sound's good and everything. But it's exciting. We're playing some Xbox while we're sitting here talking to you guys. Finally get to your face. That's right. Look at this face, this moneymaker. You guys want to see some cool face emotes? I have some new ones in my Twitch streams as well. Feel free to check those out as well. So, we hit our goal on TikTok for followers. We were going for 250, and now we're almost at 300. So it's exciting. Once we get to 1,000 on there, we can also go live on there as well. And then our goal for YouTube for the end of the year was 200. And we're getting very close to that too. I think we're about 15 subscribers away. So I thought I would do a live stream and see if we can get some new people in here and show off some love. Little Yeet's here also. Hi, Little Yeet. Little Yeet. Hope you're doing good. We got brewed orange dreamsicle sodas. Not sponsored, but are delicious. So if you guys think these are beers, they're not beers. They're sodas. Craft sodas. I think they taste better than the original sodas. They're not so carbonated, so it's more syrupy. All right, so here we go. We're just playing My Rise on 2K23. I uninstalled 2K23 on my XS version and went to the Xbox One version because I wanted to have more space on my Xbox Series X internal drive. Maybe someday I'll get a better internal drive, but for now I'm just like, you know what? We had to perform a combo attack. So we're just playing that, and I figured put the camera on me so we could see the graphics of it and see how well it's doing. I'd say it's doing pretty good. But yeah, we got an iPhone 15 Pro, and then we got Fidget One as well. So that's exciting. Whoa. So we're gonna hit it. We're gonna watch out for the DDT. Just got it. Oh snap. Was mine in the mail? Yeah. Maybe someday when we if we ever get lucky to have sponsors, we'll send you some iPhones. But we're not there yet. Boom! Today we had a pretty good day. We went and had some sushi. And we went to the movies and saw Migration. Fidget's at work right now. So she's not here. She had to work. And then tomorrow we're talking about going to the casino. We're going to try our luck at the casino. I'm actually really good at the casino. I've been a little over a handful of times to the casino, and every time I've either been up or broke even. So I'd say I have some good luck on casinos. Gonna crawl. Punch to the face. Yeah, she'll be at work for a while. I figured, heck, why not hang out with some people and show off the new phones? Get out of here. Sami Zayn keeps trying to attack me. I thought I would try playing games a little while doing this. It might be a little rough to do. We might just switch over to just drawing and talking. But we'll see. Here we go. Oh, snap. Bam. Let's go over here. Or don't go where I put you. I love when they don't go to where you want them to. Here we go. Heavy grapple attack from the corner position. Exactly what we did. Perform a taunt. Got it. Oh. That's my finisher. Here we go. And of course, why would you have me do a finisher on someone if you're just going to make them reverse when you go to do it? It's like, why have that as an objective if you know that that's what they're going to do? Oh, a stamp. Oh, shoot, it's not tap, it's on that. You missed. Get up. Now I gotta try to get another finisher. Of course, he runs out of the rain. And he reverses. Whoa! Dang it. Come on now. Nope, you hit the button, it's still not good enough. There we go. I'll stay down this time. Oh. Not cool. Come on. I'm gonna sit there and take abuse. Not today. Give me a second. This is crazy. Did not think he would be fighting me this hard. He's done this movie like 20 times. I've reversed it every time. So maybe he should just stop. Because it looks like he breaks his neck every time he does it. Get in the ring. Try and get a ring count out. Was it good enough? Yep. We won. Woohoo! Alright. I think this is too focused on that. So we're going to get off that. As you guys can see, my best friend Kaiser the Radass got me a new shirt today. It says Tokyo on it. Looks like a bowl of ramen, but with a skull on it. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, thought it was really cool. Apparently we can't skip all this. But once this is done, I'm going to just get off. And we'll sit here and we'll work on some coloring. I got this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book. We'll work on that. And I got Fidget this for Christmas. 150 colored pencils. She said I could use them as well. So that's awesome. So, cheers to that. Whoa. There we go. So this is what I got so far. I got Leonardo done, and I got some of the green done on Michelangelo and Raphael. So that's what we've been working on. Just sitting here coloring. I've been using a specific color. It's pointy now because we have an electric pencil sharpener now. I'm going to point on that thing. That's lethal. Look at the camera focus on it. That's cool. Oh, you're playing PGA 2K21? Nice. I don't know if I still have that one downloaded. Either way, I'm not on the same system anymore. But I have 2K23. But I know you didn't like that one. I did not mind it. I just got distracted with other games. Okay. So we're going to keep using this green. We're going to finish Michelangelo, I think. And then we're going to decide what yellow we're going to use for this. Let me get the camera in a better spot so I can be right here. So how's the golfing going? Hopefully all is well. Hopefully you're getting some holes in ones. Or at least getting first. Are you playing the career? Or are you doing some crazy golfing spots? Oof. This is like, it's not easy to put the colored pencil on these kind of papers. But I didn't want to use Crown because it's such tiny stuff. I feel like I'll not do as well. Yeah, you're winning. That's good to hear. We got 5 hours later on the WWE My Universe, or My Rise, sorry. Go. But hopefully the graphics are looking as good as they are for me on this. I like it. Looks good. Very excited about having a new phone. Sticking with iPhone. I think I found my brand. I don't think I'll be switching anytime. Okay. So I gotta get the shin here. I haven't drawn on Donatello yet, but he looks like he'll be pretty easy to figure out. Where these guys in the background, they're a little tiny. Here we go. Working on the green still. As you can tell, Ninja Turtles have a lot of green. Okay. Okay. Come on, buddy. This takes a lot to draw. Just gonna keep adding some green. I want to make it look good for you guys and gals. Feel like Bob Ross. Gonna add some trees. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of cool content here on YouTube. I've been watching a lot of other people getting some good ideas coming, inspiring some other ideas. If you guys have any WWE or Fortnite challenges you want to see me try, always feel free to put it in the comments, and I will try to make a video of it the best I can. I've been doing a lot of WWE challenges, but you know, I'm down to try other things. I've also been playing Dead by Daylight and you know, other games as well. If there's another game that you think would be interesting to see me play, let me know as well. If there's something that piques your guys' interest. Because I am quite the variety gamer. But I also like to draw. I like to read. I like to do jigsaw puzzles. I won by 20 shots that round of golf. Nice. That's a mighty shot win. That's really good. Let's see. Writing on Donatello's face. Okay. Ooh, I didn't even finish this. I don't know why I thought this was done. There we go. So far what I've got. Working on the green. Trying to finish Donatello. I don't know. A big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle guy. A lot of people know me as the Michelangelo of the stream team, because we all associate with a superhero. And mine is Michelangelo. People question whether he's actually a superhero or not. And I am here to say he is. I'm on the side that says yes, he is. Ooh. Get this piece. Almost done using this green. Be nice to give this color a rest, because I've been using it for a while. I like to use all of that color that I need to before I move on to something else. Okay, let's see. I'll keep going on this. Been playing a lot of GTA lately too. San Andreas. Checking that out as well. I don't know. Lately I've been trying to catch up on some movies too that I haven't seen. Like I'm trying to work on... I still haven't seen all of the Illumination, The Grinch. So after I get off here, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to watch that. Been watching some Family Guy lately. I think the new season of Fortnite got me into watching Family Guy again. Makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, we'll make that purple because that's Donatello. So now we're just going to keep working on this. So we're not quite done with all the green. We're just going to keep working on this. If you guys know, Stitch is behind me, but there's also a couple of SpongeBob stickers up there too. They also came with coloring books that we work with. We got some SpongeBob stickers on the doorknob as well. And we got lights all around this side of the wall / around the door. And they change colors. So that's cool. I can change the colors. Green. Ooh, I'm blue now. Light blue. Red. I like them on that one. You can do sound. So this is, the louder I get, the brighter they get. La 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 la. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Pretty cool. I think that one's cool. Okay, so we're going to keep on going. La, 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 da, 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 da. That's his thumb. How many toes do you guys think that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have? Do they have 2, 3, 4, or 5? I don't know, 3. Well, it actually depends on the artist. Some people do see 3 when certain artists make it. And then there's also some, like these ones, that only have 2. And if you look at the ones on Fortnite, I believe they only have 2 as well. They might have 3. I don't know. It just depends on who's making them. Trying to see if in this book we have different versions of them. Looking like they're all 2. But they have 2 fingers, unless you count thumbs as thumbs. Then they got 2 fingers and 1 thumb. So technically they have that. But only 2 toes at the bottom. That was fun playing the Home Alone prop hunt last night. Have you played it with Little Yeet yet? He hasn't really gotten on in a while, huh? Hasn't been getting into the Fortnite as much as he used to. Got bigger and better things. Okay. Almost done with this green. I know I said that earlier, but still haven't quite finished it. I think that is green. And then this. Actually, I don't think that was green. Kind of goofed that one. It's okay, we'll just make sure we get it more purple than green. We also went to the Asian market and got some unique candies, which I could show you guys here in a bit too. Try them out. Okay. But I already showed you guys the soda I'm drinking. I really like this one. I recommend it if you have it. We have it at our Menards. It comes in a 16 pack. No, wait. A 12 pack. Variety pack. It comes with root beer, cream soda, and then this orange soda version. Orange Dream Sickle. Very good. I think the cream soda is my favorite. Your first par. Woohoo! Awesome. You're gonna go for double bogey. Where the rest of them birdies. You know me, I'm the best at getting birdies. I know par is usually pretty low for you. Or high, technically. Usually you're getting the negatives. Yeah, or better. Nice. I am so close to being done with this green. Be nice to put it away for a little bit. I was worried about breaking it because I sharpened it just to try out the sharpener. And I thought maybe I sharpened it a little too much. But it seems to be holding its own, which is good. I definitely recommend, if you guys haven't already, I recommend going to see the movie Migration. It was really good. Fun for all ages, I think. It's got some good humor in it. Wonka. I know a lot of people were talking about Wonka. I would like to see that sometime too. That'd be a good one. I'll probably see that one when it comes out, though. But, okay. I think I've gotten all the green spots on the turtles. As you can see, I already did Leonardo's blue. So, there's that. Anyways, oh, we need our box back. Time to change colors. Who should we work on first? Raphael, Mikey, or Donatello? Should we do purple, orange, or red? I'm gonna go with this color, orange. If I get orange, I'm gonna do Heat Wave. Said purple, okay. And if I'm doing red, I'm gonna pick this red here, which is just red. Nice. And for the purple, it's all brown. Purple's over here. I think I want to go this color, which is orchid. I can't even say the word. Orchid. Boom. See if it focuses on it. Let's see how good our camera is. Focus on the word. Focus on the word. Don't focus on me, focus on the pen. If I get out of the way. See if I can get it. Definitely will not go. Seems like. Maybe you think it would focus on it, but it won't. But yeah, we're going to go with this purple. Because why not? Let's see. Almost done with the face mask, and then I'll show you how the purple showed up. I like it. And then, there it is. It's a lot lighter than it looks. This looks pretty dark. But it came out pretty light. I like it. I like how it zooms in on the picture. Yeah. I think it turned out pretty good. Getting our Bob Ross on. Except these are already made. I still haven't seen the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the one that's was in theaters this year. Would like to watch that too. Let me know if you guys have seen it, if it was any good. I didn't hear anything about it, really. Okay. I know this tape is usually purple on the staff. So we're going to do that. Working with our purple. Should not take as long as the other ones did. Because there's not as much purple as there was green. So, Yeet, do you have you ever gone to a casino before? I've never heard you be a casino guy, so do you have any luck at the casino? I know it's a little harder to go now that you have a kid, but we're gonna test our luck tomorrow, see if we still have it. I haven't gone since Fidget's been here, and I never been to one. Right on. Okay, so now I just gotta do his knee pads, and then I'm done with the purple. We got one that has a racetrack here as well, like a horse track, and it's the best casino around, I think. I went in one time with $20 and came out with $748. I was like, let's go. I'm good to go home now. Just got another paycheck. Ready to go home. But I'm not one of those people that spends crazy amount of time there. If I'm doing good, I cash out. I don't try to ride the high as a lot of people do. I cash out and I'm like, let's go. So okay, we're gonna exit my rise. Got my purple done. Got some good soda. There's the purple. Now next is either Raphael with the red or the orange on Michelangelo. Yeah. I'd get up. That's what I do, really. So my system is I put a 20 in. If at any moment I hit over 20, I cash out and I put that 20 away. And say I'm using 100 that day and I have 520s. I just do that for 520s and see how much I get. Sometimes that 20 will hit and be like, bam, a couple $100, and you're like, oh. And if I just have $100 that I'm gambling, and I put something in and it instantly gives me over $100, well, I put that 100 away that I won, and then I can use the rest for whatever, whether I want to spend it all gambling or not. Either way, I broke even. So that's how I always, when I go to the casino, I either break even or I get more. Because I make sure I have the amount that I got, and I don't ride the highs. So who are we doing next? We doing Michelangelo or Raphael? Who are we going for? This orange or the red? Orange or red? This orange is crazy looking. It's called Heat Wave. And then this, we just happened to pick the actual red. gotta put my purple away. We're all done with purple. Said red. Alright, saving the best for last, in my opinion. Let me put this purple away. My colored pencils kept rolling away. When I say mine, I mean Fidget's. These are her colored pencils. Okay. There we go. We're going to do a Raphael. See how these turn out. Red. Oh yeah, looks good. Because they're smaller in the background, it won't take as long to do theirs. Now we got Christmassy colors with the... Come to think of it, Raphael would be a good one to play as around this time because he's red and green. Good Christmassy colors. I was so excited to see them come out on Fortnite. Almost done with them already. I do stream on Twitch around this time as well. On Fridays and Wednesdays. For anybody that's watching this later. So you can find all my socials with the same name. And you should be able to find me. Pretty easy to find. There's only a few things that I don't do. I don't Snapchat. I clearly don't do OF. But should be able to find me on the others like X, Twitch, and TikTok, Instagram. Almost done with the red. And it's off to orange. There we go. That's the red. Looking good. Now I don't have to ask. It's orange time. Let me put this red away real quick. And oh, this red was over here. This orange goes over here. Yep. Right about there. Okay. Time to do the orange. Oh, okay. Let me see how this comes out. Sometimes these brighter colors come out a little rough. Yeah. On these crayon papers, orange comes out a little rough. Definitely doesn't come out like this. I might have to get a different one. It's not really coming through. Oh, when we were at the movie theater, we saw another movie that's coming out soon that looks really good, and it's an animated movie. And Chris Pratt's playing the main character again. So he's played in Jurassic Park. He's played in Galaxy of the Guardian of the Galaxies. He's played Mario. And was there another cartoon character that he played recently? He played the Lego character, Emmett. I feel like there's another big character he played as in a cartoon. But now he's going to be playing in a new movie coming out that looked really good. It's an animated movie called the Garfield movie. So it's going to be about Garfield. And they got Chris Pratt playing Garfield. So I'm excited for that. I've always liked Garfield. Always read the comic books. And I used to love watching the movies. I don't know how I feel about this. This is my orange. Let me know what you guys think. It's kind of there, I guess. It just doesn't show up like this. And it's because this is like crown paper. Alright, but we got our colors on them. Now we just got to work on the other parts of them. Like their shells, their weapons, and the little waistband thing with their coin on it too. So that's all we got to work on now. Their shells are going to be like this color. Golden yellow. We're going to get off the Xbox so that way it's not on here. But yeah, if you're stopping by, checking out the stream, and you would like to put on the subscribe button, it'd be much appreciated. We are on our road to 200 subscribers, and we are just trying to, our goal is eventually, our long-term goal is to have 1,000 followers on all of the social platforms. We have it on Twitch right now, and we're very close to it on X. So it's looking good. We just hit 900 followers on X, but X is a little, ever since Elon Musk took over, it's been a little interesting. Less people can see your stuff now. And so that makes it harder to get a following there. I basically got to meet people from other platforms and say, hey, follow my ex. Which, now that I say it, follow my ex, sounds like I'm having someone stalk my ex-girlfriend. Follow my ex. Okay, so we're making that shell. That yellow shell. I like to work on the bigger ones first. So he's our bigger one. Leonardo was in the front. He is the oldest, and he's the leader of the group, for those who don't know. How many of y'all grew up watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I watched the original movies, but I did not watch the cartoons growing up. And I didn't have any like comic books or anything like that of it. Believe it or not, I didn't get into reading until I was much older. I would have been like 20, I want to say 22, 21, 22 when I got into reading. I was just really bored at work, the work that I work at now. You watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Nice. But I was really bored at work, and I didn't know where my work was going, but I decided to look up, because this is how I felt at the time. I was like, what do people in prison do to kill time? So that way I would figure out what I wanted to do to stop my boredom at work on my breaks. And since I couldn't really do much else, I saw that reading was one of them. And I was like, you know what? I could get into reading. So I started reading some books. And Stephen King's It was one of the first that I read. And I was glued. So there's his shell plus his coin. It's all yellow. So we're getting them down. Getting them down pat. Now we're going to go work on the other ones. Working on Raphael's right now. Who's your guys' favorite turtle? Mine's always been Michelangelo. I'm a funny guy. I like anyone that's really funny. Shaggy was my favorite, and Scooby-Doo. That was what I grew up obsessed with. Like, when I was a little kid, I was like, I gots to watch Scooby-Doo. It was Scooby-Doo and SpongeBob were the two that I really liked for cartoons. When I was real young, I liked Cat Dog and Angry Beavers too. But it's still SpongeBob, and I was pretty big into Family Guy growing up. Especially the earlier seasons, like volumes 1 through like 6 were like the OG ones. Okay, we got Raphael's shell done as well. I'm going to do Mikey's, and then I'm going to do Donatello's. Making my mark. How's it going? Yo, yo. Testing out our new phone. We just got an iPhone 15 Pro. Thought I would celebrate with you guys. Not a sponsor, just wanted to check out the new graphics on it. Looks good. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully you're having a good holiday time. It's Christmas Eve, so that's always awesome. We are on a road to 200 subscribers on YouTube, so we would like to hit that before the end of the year. That's our goal. My goal on TikTok was to hit 250. We hit 250, and then one day I woke up with a 25 follow bomb, so now I'm like less than 10 followers away from hitting 300 on TikTok. So we're growing there. I'm trying to get myself a new phone, but I have some stuff I have to do beforehand. Yeah. Well, my girlfriend, she moved in, and we need to get her on the same plan as me. And I was like, well, around Christmas time, I get my bonus. And I'm like, what better way to get her set up with me than around the time that I get my bonus? And if she's getting a new phone, I'm like, you know what? It's been a long time since I got myself a new phone. I'm going to treat myself as well. So, she had an iPhone 11. I had an iPhone 10. And now we both have iPhone 15 Pros. Mine's dark blue. I have a dark blue one, and she has a black one. So. And then I have an OtterBox on mine, a black OtterBox, and she has a cool, like, rainbowy, prismy one. That way we don't get our phones mixed up. Oh no. Hopefully you're doing alright. Hopefully I didn't take anything too important. Hopefully everything's health-wise is good. They didn't... But with what was stolen, I'm not too worried. I just know what I can do to fix it from happening in the future. Well, that's good, but that's also sorry to hear that. I mean, we work hard for our stuff, and then there's somebody out there that would rather just take it away than work hard to make their own stuff. It's just not right. So, I got all the shells. Donatello and Michelangelo are done as well. I was working on the yellow. Now, we can either work on the dark green for the shells, because the shell shells back here are dark green, or we can work on the brown, which is in some of the weapons and on the little waist wrap. It is brown. Oh, you're knowing you're not the only one that's had happen. That's too bad that it's happened around you a lot. But it's a good thing that you seem to have something figured out about it. Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. Hey, we like that. I've always liked watching them. Got me into being more of a Xavier Woods fan than I already was, aka Austin Creed. Like, I already thought he was cool because I liked his movesets. And then when I saw that he was doing that, I'm like, oh, he's even cooler than I thought. Especially when he'd get some of my favorites on there and have them do stuff as well. I'm gonna use this brown. Chugs. Here we go. It is good to see people popping into the YouTube live. This is my second time going live on YouTube since I've started streaming on Twitch. And I just thought, what a platform to be on right now. I was having a lot of fun on YouTube with my clips and stuff. And like I said, I'm trying to work on my following. And on Twitch, I love Twitch. It was where I started to grow. And it's where I got my Fortnite code. But, to be honest with you, it seems to be dying down. It's a shame. Not many people want to be on it as much anymore. And it's really hurting us smaller streamers. I used to make a decent living off of it, but now it's become strictly just for fun, not expecting to make anything. I make more off my Fortnite code than I do off my Twitch. So if stuff happens in life, I'm picking it over trying to work on that. The Among Us videos of theirs got me through the vid. Through the COVID. Okay. So being a part of it was so odd, but made it better because his personality was just different than theirs. Yeah. I loved Among Us during those times. Yeah, me and my girlfriend met on Among Us. We've been together for 2 years now. I tell everyone that our relationship's been sus since the beginning. So I do know that feeling. Oh, you loved playing Rocket League. I've never fully gotten into Rocket League. I've played it, but I never fully got into it like some people do. It's an acquired taste. I know that. The communities that I see on there are just really toxic, and like they're like a lot of them will go out of their way to like curse at children who are playing, and it's like, dude, chill. Like, so you're beating a kid at a game. You don't need to be yelling at him. Make you feel like a big man. Kind of stuff. So I'm working on the brown now. Let's see what we got here. That's hilarious, man. Yeah. Yeah, that is my favorite saying. My friend from the Netherlands, when we were making merch, obviously we didn't want to have any copyrighted strikes, so we didn't make this, but we made a Santa Claus version of Among Us, and we made elves and reindeer behind him, and it said Merry Susmas on it. We thought that was cool. But obviously for copyright reasons, we didn't make it. But it was still cool to think of. In that game, Among Us and Jackbox Party Pack were two games that I was really into. I love streaming, but once again, like communities, well, it's not so much communities, but it's the random people that jump into streams and try to say racial slurs or any kind of bad stuff. Really ruin that for the people that are trying to have fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we weren't even, like, it was just kind of an inside thing with us. It would have never came to fruition. But it was still fun making the art, Sometimes we like to make fan art. That's all. I do play Fortnite. I have a Fortnite code, a creator code, because my Twitch blew up enough to where I could have a Fortnite creator code. If you put in the code ROBRAD78, that's my creator code. And yeah, I'm all about the Fortnites. I know Rocket League and Fortnite teamed up now. Yeah, they did almost get yeeted from the yeet. So I just saw a post recently of Kofi. It was like Kofi Claus, and he was handing out merch to WWE people, and he handed out Jimmy Uso's Yeet shirt to somebody, and I'm like, I thought those got disbanded because the word Yeet, like they said that Yeet's not supposed to be represented anymore. I didn't know I put the lid back on this. I'm trying to drink this and I put the lid back on. Oh, yeah, that's good. This is not beer, guys. This is, as you can see, craft soda. Not a sponsor or anything, but it's Orange Dream. So like Orange Dreamsicle soda. Just in case any kids come in this stream and think I'm drinking alcohol. It's like, nope. Not a big alcoholic drinker. Let's see. WWE got the rights back. Oh, they got the rights back. No way. Even made a corny, blurred version of Yeet as a shirt. I heard about that. I did hear about that. That is awesome that they got the rights. Because, let's be honest, main event Jey Uso is great. I do love me some main event Jey Uso. Even when he was in tag team, like way back when they used to paint the side of their face, Jey Uso, for some reason, was always my favorite. I just felt like he had more of a personality. And, you know, like, he does have a personality, but he doesn't have a whole lot of, like, gimmicky stuff that's going for him that's not the same as his brother. And when Yeet came out, it really started to separate him into the solo run. Because, like, even when he was main event Jey Uso thing, you know, like, it doesn't help that his theme song is still basically the same thing that it used to be. You know, it just, instead of down since day one, it's just me, Oos, you know. It's still the same. And it's catchy, don't get me wrong. But it has the same feeling as Roman Reigns going around using the Shield's entrance still. It doesn't hit as well, you know? It's like it just needs to be put in a moment in time, and he needs to have a completely different entrance song. Jimmy was your favorite? Would be cross-platform. Me and you could totally be the Usos and wreak havoc and win. Heck yeah. Next year's game should definitely be cross-platform, I would think. Because now all the sporting games are being cross-platformed. So, I'm excited to make WWE content like some of my favorite YouTube streamers. I like watching a lot of them, and they get to have a grand old time playing it. My problem is the people that I hang out with do not play on the same system as me, so then I don't have anybody that plays WWE with me. Then I've met new people, and it's just like you got to be cautious because, you know, you're a streamer, and you don't want to put people on there and have them say offensive things. And, like, I meet people, sometimes they're cool or whatnot, and sometimes it's like, yeah, you know, you get those people where it's like, yeah, you're a good person and all, but I can't put you on my channel while I'm streaming because, you know, like, there's just certain boundaries about streaming. Like, you know, it's all right to have, like, those conversations with your friends or whatnot that are, like, you know, a little inappropriate or whatnot. Inside jokes here and there. But to put them on stream and stuff is just not right. Or people, the thing I'm having the most problem with when it comes to streaming is I get my friends in the Discord. I'm trying to talk to chat. And everybody's talking over me. So it makes it hard for me to talk to chat. And I got a soft-spoken voice, so it's already hard for me to speak up and whatnot. I try to work on that, but you know, we all got to accept our flaws. And that's just one of mine. All right, would you guys like to see what I got so far? So I worked with the brown now. I got the staff, and then their little things. That's what I've worked on so far. Thinking about working on the silver for the chains on the, well, I don't need to do the chains, but for the weapons of Raphael and Leonardo. So I'm going to need to find a silvery color. If I can find the black. Got my girlfriend this 150 color pencil set. Thought it was a fun Christmas present. She loves to draw. And I thought I would show off my new phone by doing a live stream. And like I said, I'm really trying to work on getting my... This one's called Timberwolf. I don't know if it'll show up good on this colored pencil or like crayon paper. So we'll give it a try. Actually, it's not too bad. But like I said, I'm trying to grow my following on YouTube. So I figured the best way to do that is to go live, show off my new phone. And I was trying to play games, but it was hard to like wrestle and look down at chat here. I know on Twitch it's a little different. Somehow it's just a little different. Because it's on YouTube, I'm used to, or like I feel like I gotta look down at the chat a little more, just because I don't want people like just seeing me look at the game, and I was getting too focused on the game, not getting serious. All right, let me catch up with the chat here. Let's see. I love Jimmy's theme, even if it has a lot of Roman-inspired instruments. Yeah. And then says, true, they made community creations, so why not the actual online? Yeah, that's true. And like you got all the football games and like all EA games, and I think the newest basketball are cross-platform now, which is made by 2K, of course. So why not WWE now? I play on PS. Now, do you have a PS5 or a PS4? But I do have an Xbox. Oh, you do have an Xbox. Okay. I noticed a lot of people that play on their PS but have an Xbox. They're really not interested in playing on their Xbox, though. Said, hey, question, do you ever watch PLEs live? I do. I just, I watched the last PLE live and I reacted to it. That was my first ever... Wait, was it the last one? I watched Survivor Series. Yeah. Yeah, that was the last one. I watched that on live and I reacted to it on here on YouTube. It was fun. I will say I'll do it live and I'll react to it live or whatnot, but I delete the video because I do not want to get copyrighted. Because you can hear the stuff in the background. I don't know. I haven't looked up all the rules on YouTube, and because I'm on my phone, you know, I don't have as much protection as other people do when they're doing it on the computer. So I'm like, I never showed the TV, which I know you're not allowed to do that. That one's pretty common. But I was more worried that like somebody would see the video and be like, ah, you're just stealing WWE's content. So I took it down, but I did react to it live, and I would do more of them. Once I get more of a following on here, of course, I'd be more interested in doing stuff like that. And I'd like to keep people knowing that I am into WWE. So that's why I post a lot of Xbox clips on here or Twitch clips of me playing WWE. I do live stream reactions on YouTube. I watch it and react. I did this first for Mania last year. I put it all on my headset, so the show is on my headset, and you could still hear me. Also, no TV shown. Yes. Yeah, I knew that one for sure, but I don't have a TV or a headset for my TV, so I would have to figure that out. I could watch it off my phone and put the earbuds in. I could do that, because I got a secondary phone here. So, that's always something. Let's see. So we did that. We made the sword and Raphael's little forks silver. Then you got this like creamy color that you want to use for like the handles. Again, it's not going to come out the best because of the whole, like, I'm working with, like, paper that's, like, a weird color already. It's supposed to be for, like, Crayola. But I feel like these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are, like, so detailed that, like, if I use Crayola, I feel like I'm going to color outside the box a little more. And I don't want to have that. I like coloring inside the lines. Looking somewhat professional. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this live streams. I would love to do more of them with you guys, especially around this holiday time. Hopefully everybody's having a good holiday. And how you pronounce them as crayon. Well, let's see. I was thinking we could definitely do a duo stream for Royal Rumble. Is that so? Is duo streams easy to do, easy access to do if you stream off your phone? Let me know about that, because like if it is, I'm definitely down. If it's a computer thing, then I need to invest in a computer eventually. I just never got around to it. I just don't have room here, to be honest with you. With everything going on, I'd like to have a nice computer desk and everything, but this house is too small for me to have like my own room, desk, and everything. So maybe someday. I definitely share your stuff more and more as I see them. I try reposting them all to get the word out. Well, I appreciate that. Really do. Let's see, let's get a dark green going for the shells. Hey, we got regular green. There we go. That's good. I do appreciate that. I wish, obviously, doing this live right now doesn't help with this fact, but I'm trying to get into other people's stuff as well, and like share the love. My work hours are pretty exhausting for me. I will say that much. Oh no. Let's see what we got. So with Duo Streams, if you get StreamYard, which you can also get on your phone, we can both show our cameras to the live stuff going on. Oh, nice. I have StreamYard membership, but I haven't used it also recently, but I will eventually. Live/life stuff. Okay. I will have to look into that. StreamYard. I know you have an awesome podcast, and eventually we will have our own episode together. I too have been, I don't have anybody yet, but I like to have co-hosts when I do my late show or whatnot. So I figured if I'm going to do a podcast eventually, I would also like to have a co-host. So I listen to podcasts all the time. So it's just, to me, I hardly ever listen to music anymore. Because I either don't know what to listen to, so then I just revert back to the music that I've heard a million times already. Oh, this is probably this. That makes more sense. Okay. Let's see. You thought about doing tier ranking with StreamYard. If we were to become a duo, we'd have to become row 0.0 or row times 2. Oh. Yeah, because you got the row in yours now too. I have a perfect idea for it. See, I want to make a podcast called The Bros, but it's spelled like this. So like little case B ROE. So like the Bros podcast. So that way row is spelled out with all capital letters. That was my idea. I even have a logo. Because I originally wanted to do one with my brother. Because my brother used to have a podcast. And it was doing quite well. He did yeah. So you see my vision. I can even show you some pictures that I made. Which I have on my WWE character that I created. But my brother used to have a very successful podcast called Back Porch Birding Podcast. He's a big birder, which he watches birds, and my brother is a scientist actually, and he can tell you all the facts about birds and whatnot. And he was the scientist on this podcast. He was the co-host, but he was the one sending the actual factual stuff. And it was interesting to listen to. I enjoyed it. And I wanted to do a podcast with him. But he was like, I actually didn't do any of the technical stuff with the podcast. The guy that I co-host with was doing all of that stuff. He's like, so really I don't know the ins and outs. And obviously I don't either yet. So I'm still working on that. I think. Oh, we forgot a spot. Get that real quick. I have to get my crown I had out earlier. This one, no. It was this one. I don't think it was that one. It would have been this one. Nope. It was just yellow. Okay. But yeah. Said yes. Corny merch to come out with bros for life. Yeah. Or can't have row without the B, aka brother. Yeah. And then I actually watched a thing on YouTube. The person asked what your favorite food and all are like. It came out almost a year and a half ago, I think. Sounds pretty good. Did you know that Matt Hardy has his own podcast? I just discovered this. I know I'm real late to the show on it, but this is something I just discovered, and it's really good. The Matt Hardy, The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast. Let me know if you ever heard of that one. Okay, so we're done with the turtles. We got some wordings, obviously, we can work on some other time. But we did it. Colored the turtles. They look pretty good. You can kind of see the silver. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with what came out. The only thing I would do is use white on the eyes. The only reason I use the white is just to get that crown going. Does that not go there? Maybe you don't go there. Yeah, you go over here. Okay, get out of here. Go over here. You go over there. We can put this back in here. Okay. Yep, I listened to some stuff from it. A podcast I listened to via a wrestling is Cafe de Rene. Or occasionally I do see busted open radio clips from Mark Henry and Bully Ray. Oh, that's an interesting one. Another person that doesn't have a podcast per se, but he's got a really good YouTube is Maven. I like Mavens. He's really honest, and he really seems like a good guy overall. So I really like listening to his stuff. I know you've actually seen some of these people and whatnot, so that's pretty cool. I've never gone to a WWE event yet. That's another thing that, like, if I was making a little more money, I would probably start going to some of that stuff as well. Yes, he's got a nice voice. You gotta love his voice, and he seems really open and honest, and like genuine. You know, seems like a really good guy. And he's not afraid to be like, I've made mistakes too, and trying to warn people from his past and saying, do not copy what I have done, kind of stuff. So I do really like that. Maven's a good one. Another people I like to watch is, lately I've been watching a lot of the Vibe videos from the Vibe House and watching, like, Brandon Does Everything. I discovered him more recently. I do watch Santi's app. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he says, but he's on constantly, and he's got some good content. But like some of the stuff he says, I'm like, hit or miss, but not bad. Not bad content. When I take a... That's funny. I'm on break at work. Stevie Richard videos. His matches are great. Oh, we got a match analyst. Nice. Yeah, I think I'm done for now on The Crown. Now that I figured it was a good way to start the stream, get people coming in. Like I said, I'm a big Turtles fan. We got some SpongeBob ones over here too, just for fun. What I've been getting into, yeah, Mr. Santis definitely has not hot takes. Yes, sometimes I feel like his hot takes are just to be, out there, so people are like commenting on his stuff, which is smart for business. I do agree, but sometimes I'm like, you can't actually believe this, can you? Yeah, he does videos off followers' hot takes, but he does some other stuff too. He does, they are hilarious. Yeah, some of them are definitely funny. Like, I'm not bashing him or anything. It's just sometimes, like, when he brings out his, like, point of view on something, I'm like, I don't know, man. That's kind of far-fetched. Or, like, it's already been proven not. I will say, I was one of the first people to think that CM Punk, I did not think he was coming back ever. So, and, yeah, I would have never expected him to come back to WWE. So now, yeah, his rankings are great. His predictions are good. Yeah. Sometimes there's it's not necessarily his ranking or his predictions. It's just sometimes like he'll have like a far-fetched like opinion. And I'm like, that's kind of out there. And like fans can dream, right? That's just kind of what it is. But I also feel like when you've made it a certain like amount in like a YouTube or any social platform, you tend to lose the connection with the fans of relatability. I feel like a lot of people, when they make it higher up, they they obviously don't have the same day-to-day problems that we do anymore, and so like some of that stuff kind of comes out on his videos too. Yeah, yeah, that's with his a lot. A lot of his is his the bias stuff. Like you can tell he's Rock, John Cena, and CM Punk fan for sure. Uh, which to be honest with you, I was never big on CM Punk to begin with. I always just thought he was too whiny, and it really took away from me even enjoying his matches when he was matching. Yeah, Jim Cornette. Yep. And that's one thing I will agree with Santi though is he talks about uh, like with these ratings with like Jim Cornette and stuff. It's like as a fan we do not give a crap about rating opinions and stuff. We just want to see the match and tell it from our perspective, you know. Yeah. I just he's Jim Cornette's really biased too. Like there's certain people that like he will never give a good review to. I'm trying to remember who it was that like has never gotten a good review from him, but is like a really good wrestler. I forget who it is. I don't think he likes Randy Orton. I think it was one of them. He's just too slow and methodical for him. And it's like, he does a good job. I like Randy Orton. He's underappreciated. I think Triple H was underappreciated back in the day too, because you had Stone Cold and The Rock and all of them, obviously, and Undertaker. I think Undertaker is one of those people that he's never given a good rating to either. But yeah, I just feel that way about some people is they lose that connectability with their fans, especially when like every stream they're talking about, like donate to me so I can keep doing this without having to, uh, struggle to go back to working and stuff. And I get it. You want to be successful enough to where you don't, but at the same time, it's like then you got people out there that are like, man, I can barely pay for the stuff that I have myself, let alone try to help you out when you clearly have it going all right for you. Which it's not for everyone to donate. That's all that is. He likes Orton and Cena, but doesn't like Batista because of the past issues he had when he was in OVW. Okay. Greatest managers. Okay. I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Batista, but there was someone that and he would never give a good review to. I know Batista. You said Batista, but I don't think it was him that I remember. It was someone more legendy than Batista. I know that sounds horrible, but I feel like it was one of the main guys. I don't know if it was Stone Cold, maybe. I know. I don't think he ever gave Hulk Hogan any good reviews, but like, let's be honest, Hulk Hogan's not very good, anyways. All due respect, he just did a leg drop. I mean, he wasn't very athletic. He was muscle, but he wasn't going out there doing springboards or anything. I don't think he liked Stone Cold or something. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me. I do hope you guys enjoy these lives because I do plan on doing more. He dislikes The Miz. Kenny Omega. I thought he gave Kenny Omega a lot of good reviews. Maybe that's another person. Hulk Hogan. Yeah, maybe it was Kenny Omega he doesn't like. That's probably who it was. The Young Bucks. Yeah, because Kenny Omega makes excellent matches, and then he's one of those people that he never has nicknames for some of these people. Okay. I will say that, like, for me, you know, one of my favorites of all times is always going to be The Miz. I will say that, you know, like, obviously he doesn't have the best matches out there, but as myself, I've always been into entertainment and what makes me laugh, and he's always been spot on with that. And then sometimes, you know, it's just like, it gets sad how far down they let The Miz get before they... Because, like, they'll have a really credible storyline with him, and then next thing you know, he's losing to some jobbers. Let's see. He calls Kenny Twinkle Toes, Mick Finger, gun noises. Or Miz is frog face. Oh, wow. Oh, he's kind of rude about it, huh? He doesn't hold back. That's interesting. I don't see a frog when I look at Miz's face, to be honest with you, and I'm not sure what Twinkle Toes is all about, but maybe he knows something I don't. Who do you guys think, now that we got CM Punk, who do you guys think that is going to be the next person from AEW to jump over to WWE again? Or for the first time? That's something I want to know. I can be honest with you guys, I've never really watched AEW, but they got some awesome talent over there. I hear a lot about MJF, but, you know, we don't know if... Because I hear he still has their title. So, like, I don't know if he's actually got a contract ending or not. Ricky Starks, MJF. I could see him in WWE future. I've seen clips of MJF, and I would love to see him come to WWE. I saw him on Hot Ones recently, too. They did, like, a truth or dab, and it was really good. He's really funny, and I think he could do some good marketing for merches and stuff in the WWE. Problem with WWE, even with Triple H in charge, is they get these awesome talents and then they just, you know, like, they have them hired, they're paying them, but they don't show up on the card. And that's what happens when you have such a big stacked roster. But come on, give some of these people a rest. Do we need to see Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins facing Judgment Day every Monday Night Raw main event? No. You know, we have people like Karrion Kross who never get a chance to be on TV, who have had outstanding matches. Who else? You know, like, you did this really awesome storyline with Chad Gable, and then you put him back on the back burner. You don't have to put him in the Intercontinental title spot again anytime soon, but you could still be doing some feuds with him. Maybe, you know, like, have a chance to grow him and Ivar. I don't know. He's going to have a faction soon. Oh, wow. Yeah. The Cody Judgment thing, it's just like, come on, let's give it a rest. We get it. They fight each other. Cody wins almost every time. Very, very seldom does the Judgment Day win over Cody. But I don't think having them face each other is really making either team out on top, in my opinion. Oh, the Authors of Pain. Wow. Interesting. I haven't watched in a couple weeks because I work day shift. You know, like Raw goes on until 10 p.m. and I got to wake up at 3 a.m. That's another thing I'd like to discuss. Like the storylines that we put on Raw, we could do in a 2-hour span. Why can't we? I know they're getting more advertisement, more. It's good for business or whatnot. But the TV ratings cannot be doing too good to be on until 10 p.m. They can't be doing that well, especially since SmackDown has like right now is getting the higher ratings. So I think personally, if Raw wanted to do better in business, they could remove 1 extra hour and just do until 9 p.m. I think they would do fine. They'd have less advertisements, which would make people way more happy. Because they better not add all those advertisements from that extra hour into the 2 hour. Yeah. And I feel like 1 hour of that whole 3 hours is just ads. It seems like you'll get a 2 minutes of video, 2 minutes of ad, 3 minutes of video, 3 minutes of ad. You're getting literally half of half. You'll have, okay, this is the one that ticks me off. You have one person come out, we get an ad. Then the next person comes out, we get an ad. Then we get a little bit of the match and we get an ad. How about while they're coming out, ads? Do we really need to see everybody's entrance? If something cool happens on their entrance, we're going to see it on YouTube. You got WWE clips, you know? You got fans that are there. Run the ads while they're going through, and then when the matches are going, keep it on the match. Recaps and ads. Recaps and ads, exactly. He does like long-term stories for everything, which does get repetitive. Yes, it does get repetitive, but are they going somewhere? He does, I will admit, a lot of Triple H storylines eventually went somewhere, but I don't feel like the Judgment Day is really going anywhere. I do like the stuff with R-Truth. I do like the Judgment Day for the heel that they are. I do think that Triple H needs to make more of a, and I get it, it's hard to make a face faction dominant because faces are meant to be chasing something. They're not meant to be like looking outstanding, because you kind of want your face to have that hero part of him where he's like the underdog and you're going for him. But we need to know that there's some faces out there that can put stuff to justice as well. Comedy gimmick, it feels, yeah. Exactly. They'll do something really dominant, and then the next week they're doing a segment with JD or R-Truth, and they're getting distracted on the main goal. Honestly, the thing that's killing the Judgment Day is not fighting legitimate teams. They're not fighting legitimate teams. Why are you having a tag team championship that has never been competed for against tag teams? We have all these awesome tag teams out there, and they're just going to waste. They're just in the back burner. I can't even remember the last time I seen a legitimate tag match. I think it was the Alpha Academy against Ivar, the Viking Experience. That's the last time I've seen a decent one. When they were doing like the Viking Experience match or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I think part of that happens is that we're kind of rooted in the same area of like the country. We're in the Midwest, and so we kind of have a lot of the same ideologies. You know, it would be interesting to hear what people from other areas think, but I do believe where you grow up is kind of. I know you aren't technically from here specifically, but you have been here for a while, so you kind of the people you I'm sure associate with on a day to day are more from around here. But I think that's kind of where the ideals come from. Let's see. The inconsistency with how people lose a title, aka the Judgment Day, and win it back. Yeah, they didn't need to lose it to Cody and Jay. That's fine if Cody and Jay want to do their own thing together a little bit, but there was no need to make them a team for a little bit. That just all that did was disgrace the tag team legitimacy of the other people. It was like, look, none of you guys are good enough, so we're gonna put these two main single star roster people in there. And I know Jey Uso technically is more well known for being in a tag team, but let's be honest, he's been having some banger singles matches. Let's keep him in the singles match. Here we are making him his single persona, but what are we doing? We're having him team up with Cody Rhodes. And I like Cody Rhodes. And I will say the thing about Cody Rhodes is he's not the one carrying the match. He has great performance in ring, but I personally don't think he has the promo stuff. Cody Rhodes is one of my favorites. I like his character work, but I just don't think he has the promos. Or he just doesn't have that it factor, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think he can get that push as much. So I feel like every time, and most people will probably think that Cody Rhodes is the one carrying all these people. I feel like these people are carrying Cody. So like when you had Roman Reigns fight Cody, I think Cody was getting carried by Roman Reigns in the bloodline in that storyline. We had Cody fight Brock Lesnar. Again, I think Brock Lesnar doing a little bit of the carrying there. And that when they had him team up with Jey Uso. Cody's good at looking, like showing off his sophistication and stuff. But I just don't know. I think that's what it is he just goes on for too long and he loses. You lose before he finishes. Exactly. Hey, he's in my top. Okay. When I was growing up, I liked unconventional wrestlers that were not well liked by other people. So, Miz, I just got tired of John Cena. Everybody was a John Cena fan. I wanted to see someone else. Miz is coming out to the ring saying, "Hey, John Cena, you won't face me." 0-1. I'm 1-0 against John Cena. And then it got to a big number. I can't remember how big it got. Finally, John Cena, and guess what? Miz learned that he needs to learn a little more of his craft, and he did. Other people I liked because of their genuine athleticism was Jack Swagger. I liked him because he was an amateur wrestler and he actually had a decent moveset. I know a lot of people will say he was kind of the wannabe Kurt Angle style. Obviously, he needed Zeb Coulter to do the promos. That worked out for him. I really wish, instead of having John Cena be the one to beat Rusev, it would have been a great American story if they would have had Jack Swagger be the one to beat that undefeated Rusev. It would have really made more sense. John Cena didn't need it. I was just making more of a Super Cena at the time. John Cena could have literally faced anyone else at that time. But yeah, he would come out. It was at the beginning of his career, so yeah, he had a black hat. Yeah, it was just to like prove the fact that like we don't want the same person jammed down our throat all the time. So this guy came out and he's like, "Look, Cena, I'm here to challenge you because people are getting tired of you, and I was one of them that was just tired of seeing the same guy every time." Kind of like the Roman Reigns thing where they force-fed him down our throat. Some people say about Charlotte that they force her down our throats as well. And, I can agree with that as well. I will say I do like Charlotte's, like, I feel like she fits the part a little bit better than Roman ever did until this final gimmick of Roman. It took them forever to get his character down. And I really don't think it's the wrestler. I think it's the writing staff, to be honest with you. Every time, he loses. Yeah, he hasn't won since 2018. Yeah, and that's now. But back then, Cena was top of the food chain, Yeah. And I think another part about Charlotte that is making her more likable now is the same thing with Cena, is that she's putting people over now. She used to, you get Charlotte in a singles match, you knew she was going to win. You put her in a triple threat, you knew if she was going to lose, she wasn't going to be the one pinned, It was one of those things. They just had her overprotected. It was one of those things. Yeah. A lot of the ones that people bring up is the NXT Nexus. Or not NXT. Yeah, it was NXT, wasn't it, back then? Nexus. When he buried all of them. I will say that I agree with some people who have said that the Nexus was not built to be top stars. No one on that brand was meant to be top heels, top stars. They were mainly jobbers. The only one that was credible was Wade Barrett, and he was still meh, The biggest heels are the writers. I'll get you one even better than the writers. The biggest heel of WWE's whole longevity career is Vince McMahon. He is the best rival. He is the one that is most hated in the craft of the writing and the decision making. And I think Vincent Kennedy McMahon will be the all-time heel, because he ruined a lot of careers, a lot of potential, all because he only wants the big guys. And it's like, you ruined a lot of good people out there. Yep. And I will say, he's done a lot of good things for the business too, but he's been very narrow-minded about changes. Like, predictability is not what a crowd wants to see. We don't want, like, every year there to be the same storylines, but just with different characters. That's what we were getting for the longest time. Are you able to do a Vince impression? I don't know. I don't know if I can. I'll try. The best one I know is when he gets, "You're fired." See, I'm monotone voice. I don't know if I can do him. But "You're fired." He's got a real low voice. I thought it was funny when Hornswoggle came out as his illegitimate son, because it was supposed to be Mr. Kennedy. But what do I think of LA Knight? I like LA Knight. I was rooting for him to begin with. I will say, I think the push is a little too much of a push. Sometimes fans need to understand that some people are still working on some of their craft. He's kind of got his promos down. Kinda. I do like him. I will say that. But he he still needs to work on the mic skills. He still needs to work a little bit on his, and he's improving. He is improving really good, but he still needs to work on his athleticism. And this is a guy that's up there in age, so he doesn't have a whole lot of time to impress us while he's in there. But he could get a good 10, maybe 15 if we're lucky. If he's working with safe wrestlers. That's something they need to make sure is that he's working with credible and safe wrestlers because he is getting up there, and we want to see a longevity LA Knight career. We want to see him get a Hall of Fame career, He could be a very, very much like a DDP. DDP was older, did great things with WCW. And I would love to see LA Knight do that. Gonna win the U.S. title. I hear a lot of people say that him versus Logan Paul would be a really good match. And I wouldn't disagree with that. I would be all right with that. They could do some great mic stuff. Despite all the hate to Logan Paul, he has amazing matches, and he's not bad on the mic. He's not bad on the mic, and that has to do with being good at being an internet personality, internet persona. Another one, another great example. LA Knight is the opposite effect of Dominic Mysterio. So if you look at LA Knight and Dominic Mysterio, both this year, their stocks have rised really high. Dominic as a heel, LA Knight as a face. Right up there. But it's the audience that's bringing their potentials down. These audiences need to calm down on some stuff. Like the memes, we get it. It's funny, haha. But it can only go for so much before you can let them get a credible source. They got to soar on their own too. Booing Dominic for way too long is all it's doing is he's losing his credibility to make a promo because you can barely hear it, but he's starting to make some decent promos. You could barely hear it because they're not giving him a chance to. And we know he has ring skills, but because we have him so hated right now, we can't see any of this stuff go down because all people want to see him because of the fan reactions. They know this is where the money's at. All they want to see is him get jobbed out to, and he's only 26, okay? So he's the opposite of LA Knight, but they have the same effect. He's young, but we're not giving him the credibility to do it. It's the audience itself. Sometimes we got to take back and let these people cook on their own, I'm not saying be straight up silent while he's there, but I'm saying, hey, if we're being too loud to where he can't even speak, and some people are saying they're adding the booze in, it's like, but like, the guy can cook. Let's be honest. You gotta let him grow at 26, so we can get this guy at 35, which is like a peak time, like mid 30s to 30 to 35. We can get that stellar wrestler because let's be honest, when they're in their 30s, that's when they get them good matches going. I want to see some people that we know are going to be guaranteed to be in WWE. We used to have Randy Orton, John Cena, Batista, Edge. Before that you had Kane, Undertaker, Rock, Stone Cold, Mick Foley, Ric Flair. You have these people that you're like, okay, they're going to be here for a long time. Now, you got these people that are doing great, but you can worry day in and day out that are they really credible enough to stay in the company? Because you really don't know. Because the crowd kind of ruins them to actually have their potential, you know. And you said this too. Yes. Yeah, rides on the hot motor and overdoes and underdoes. Yep. And they get the crowd, if it is the crowd, because like I said, it a lot of times it's edited in from what they say, but it's just like let these guys cook on their own. We had the yeah chants. I get it. It's catchy and stuff, and LA Knight's awesome, but this guy needs to he needs that John Cena moments where he's he's not fumbling his words, because sometimes he fumbles, you know. And a lot of people take that as it makes him more like genuine, like one of us, you know. Because if we were up there, we would fumble a little too. But I notice he gets a little too nervous sometimes, and he's getting better at it. I do like that about LA Knight. He's growing, and I really hope that he makes a Hall of Fame career. I hope Dominic Mysterio is one of those people that we look at and we're like, okay, he's like his dad. He's gonna be in the company for a while. The only thing I hope about Dominic Mysterio, and he actually might have this a little bit better than his dad because he's a little taller, is that they give him an actual like credibility for storyline. And I don't know if it's the writing or if it's just Rey Mysterio in general, but he's never had amazing promo skills. The only one time he did was when his best friend Eddie Guerrero passed away. Of course, that was a great storyline. Of course. We all loved Eddie Guerrero. But let's be honest, it was carried by Eddie Guerrero. It wasn't carried by Rey. And I just hope that Dominic Mysterio gets the chance to cook on his own, and he gets the chance to make awesome promos and memorable moments that are more than just a moveset in the ring. Like, I can't believe you did this against the Giant. Because that's mainly what Rey's whole career is wow, he fought the Big Show, he fought Undertaker, he fought Batista, he fought Kane, and he won. But it's just like you can't remember really any of his promos. So I hope he gets a chance where they don't, the second he wins a belt, they make the belt stale. You know, because like he obviously did good with the North American Championship, but like when Rey was champion with US, it went stale. When Rey was champion with any of the big ones, guess what? They dropped it off him right away because they realized he's not going to do anything to rise the stock for the championship. And it's sad because I really liked him, but it's just true. Reminds me of a with skills Taker, his character. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. This is something WWE needs to work on. They need to work on making people that are not meant to be title holders, they need to make them more credible for what they are good at. Okay, if they're not meant to be a title holder, then let's put them in matches that don't have them running for the title. Let's never put that second of doubt where they're in there for the titles. And let's get that better understanding that, hey, this person just puts on banner matches. Because, like, you put them in these number one contender matches, and what do fans do? Oh, I want to see them win it because they've never won it before. Well, no, you don't. Because guess what? They are going to win it, and then you're going to realize, oh, okay, that's why we don't have them win it. You're just going to hype it up too much to where now they have to give the belt to them just so you guys can remember, oh, yeah, you don't want this. That's what I think. Yes, his matches and his moves are what help. And you know, like, see, we both have great wrestlers that we like that are not necessarily meant for certain things. Like for me, The Miz, great on the mic. Some people think he's mediocre, but he's pretty great. Miz is great on the mic, but he's limited in the ring. He's not as limited as some people. Like he still has more than Hulk Hogan, but let's be honest, he's got the entertainment part down. If you found a wrestler that had Miz's entertainment and Ray's moveset, boom, you'd have a golden child right there. And let's just be honest, we have two wrestlers that they're great at one spot, but they're not necessarily the best at the other. Doesn't mean they're a bad wrestler. Just means that, like they're probably not meant to be in that many title holds, They just need to have their own division. Yeah, exactly. HBK was. And the sad thing is with HBK, it sounds like a lot of that went to his head too, and that's unfortunately what made it hard for people to get along with HBK. So the only thing that I would say HBK's flaws were is that he could not get along with other people in the locker rooms. He had kind of that diva personality, but when it came to showmanship, he had it down. Stone Cold was pretty good at it. I guess movesets, you can't really say Stone Cold had athleticism, No, so I guess that's not a good case. I'm trying to think of other ones. Bret Hart was great in the ring. Yeah, he had decent amateur wrestling stuff down. He didn't have. He was good on mic. He had some decent mic skills. He was pretty. He was okay. I don't think he had Shawn Michaels level. I'm trying to think of anybody else that I can't really. Triple H. I don't think people could take his promos as good as he was. And they always put him in some weird storyline. Like, come on, what the heck were we going on with him and Kane? Hold on, we're not even going to talk about that. Yeah, it changed his career, yeah. But if you think about it, he really wasn't meant for athleticism. He was kind of like a 5-move a doom kind of guy. Kind of like John Cena. He only had a few movesets. Pounding their faces in and then doing the stunner. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to, is like he was good in there with the technical stuff, and his promos weren't bad when they let him cook. But yeah, I wouldn't have put him at Shawn Michaels level. In WCW, that's where I feel his athleticism was. Okay. Somebody that I don't know if it was just because they never really fully let him cook or not, but somebody that I thought would have more potential that they never really, like, they should have just gave him more character instead of just being the big tough strong guy. Is I think Mark Henry would have had more of a standing, being a powerhouse. I think they could have done a lot more with him. Because when they did that, obviously when they did his final run stuff with the belt, like the Hall of Pain, if they could have done more of that, he could have been a credible source too, I think. And once again, I don't know if it was because of him or if it was because of storylines. I feel like they just put him in some weird storylines. Here's a question. Who was, obviously, we're not talking about mic skills, but who was more athletic out of these two? Kane or Undertaker? Who was more athletic? Who had more of an interesting move set in the ring? Who had better athleticism? If you really drop them down in the ring, who made more of a banner of a match? Kane or Undertaker? And then we'll reverse this on you, and I'll see what you guys honestly think on the other one. So it also made him face Big Show many times. Yes. It's like, come on, you put him. I get it. He's a big, scary man, but let's put him against some other people to show his credibility. For me personally, I'd say Undertaker had more athleticism in him. He did more crazy moves where he jumped off, did stuff like that. But if I really had to go down to it, Kane, for the longest time, did not even have to speak. I guess Undertaker didn't really either. But, like, Kane had that crazy presence when he was bald Kane, which I will always say that bald Kane was the best version of Kane that you'll ever see. Where he legitimately, that's a hard word to say. He had some very good credibility of being scary there, and I thought he could have really good potential there. I don't think. I don't know. His mic skills were okay. To me, Kane's character especially, yeah. I will say, record goes for a gimmick off of a gimmick. Kane goes in the Hall of Fame for best gimmick off of a gimmick. Because he's a spin-off of Undertaker. You know? He was a character that was built off of another character. And he'll go down forever as the greatest to do it. And I will say that, you know, like, if I'm being honest with you, I think Kane had some better storylines than Undertaker's. Yeah, he was handcuffed and towed. Yeah, that was some good stuff. It's just you could just tell that he was definitely a better actor. And a better actor. Yeah. And I grew up with a cousin that was like Kane was his number one wrestler. So, you know, I had kept a very open mind about Kane because of that. How we agree on all of that. And I will say that Undertaker is the reason why I got into WWE. But it took me until I got older to realize that, like, I love Undertaker to death, but I think Kane was the better brother, if I had to be honest about it. Like Undertaker, I saw Undertaker chokeslam Teddy Long through one of those GM tables when I was real little, and I was like, "Whoa, this is on TV," and that got me into wrestling. So, Ministry Taker, just based off the goatee look and cape. My favorite, be honest with you, I liked Badass Taker. I like the biker Taker. That Taker just reminds me of like a complete badass. And I like the Limp Bizkit song. And see, that's 2001 to 2003. That was when he was Badass Taker, wasn't it? I just like that he kind of had the Stone Cold effect around that time. Yeah, we found a different. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I felt like he had more of a real life person gimmick, and he kind of had more of a Stone Cold gimmick there. But be honest with you, I didn't watch a whole lot of back then, and I haven't really gone back and watched it. I did like when he first started, when he had the gimmick where, like when he first came out, and then there was two Undertakers. That a lot of people don't like that. I will say I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, I will say though, Undertaker was the best at not breaking his character. Undertaker stayed within the dead man throughout his whole career. He stayed off publicity stuff. He didn't stay out, or he didn't lose his character all that time. And like you didn't see things about Undertaker outside of wrestling. So he literally contributed his whole life to it. So you got to give the guy credit for that. And to me, he'll always go down as one of the greatest of all times. Just for that, the WrestleMania streaks and longevity. Yeah, yeah. You've seen the videos of Vince McMahon trying to get him to do the spinny Rooney and stuff, and he's like looking at the camera. He's like, "I'm gonna find you, Vince. And when I find you, I'm gonna beat your ass." Those are funny. Uh, then you had Stone Cold that one time. That video always gets me whenever you see Stone Cold and Vince McMahon in that one scene, and he just keeps copying what Vince is saying, and he's looking at Undertaker trying to make him laugh. And Undertaker's like, "Will you get this asshole out of here?" Undertaker, Stone Cold was funny at that time when he couldn't wrestle, but he was doing some funny stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Stone Cold in more comedy stuff. I know we saw him in an Adam Sandler movie, uh, Grown Ups too, but he was still just his badass self. I think he could have done some funny stuff. But Stone Cold never was an actor quite like The Rock was. He never quite made it to that statue. He was always like a straight to DVD action hero. And maybe that's just because that's the kind of movies he wanted to make. But he could have probably done all right in other styles, genres. Honestly, I'm a bigger Kane fan than Taker, but if I was given who you get rid of, I'd say Kane because of how much presence Taker had. Yeah, and that's sad because like honestly, that question would be so hard, just because both of them are so good. You wouldn't want to take either one of them. Um, but I would have to agree with you on that. But dang, like people underestimate Kane too. You don't. That's the thing is you don't hear enough about how good Kane was for the business, and he was up there with Undertaker. Just because he didn't have the streak like Undertaker, he was still up there with him. You still had the same feeling about him that you did with Undertaker. And I will say that. Oh. All right, guys. We've been on for over 2 hours. This has been a great stream. Um, it is like 8:19 here. Yeah, dude, that song is in my workout playlist. That song and Burning My Light. I know a lot of people don't like Burning My Light, But to me, that's way better than Voices. Uh, you got Burning My Light, you got, you know, Kane's song. And I like another few I like to listen to. Shinsuke's song obviously slaps. Drew McIntyre's old song, Bad Dreams. And then Batista's a good one. What else? Who else's do I use? I know lately I've been listening to Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns a little more. Just gets you pumped. And then trying to think of other ones that I listen to. Cody Rhodes, obviously. These are like good ones to listen to. A lot of people like Mark Henry's. Yep, there we just said it. Same. You sent it and I said it. Yeah. 2 days ago, my favorite band's lead singer's birthday. Sean Morgan from Seether. That's my favorite all-time band. And it was his birthday 2 days ago. So that was pretty cool to find out. Because he has a December birthday. But yes, they have a lot of... Yep, Seether. And they have a lot of awesome workout music too. But yeah, his birthday was... Sean Morgan's birthday was 2 days ago. Yeah, I grew up listening to Seether. It was the band I gravitated to. I kind of grew up... I don't want to say I grew up with a rough childhood because like I've seen way worse than mine. But I grew up with a not conventional home. I didn't have mom and dad at home kind of stuff. It was basically me and my brother raising each other. And, his kind of music just resonated with me the most. And it still hits me in those feels. But I had to take a big fan to get you. And see, like, not only am I a big fan, but I could tell you some of the reasoning of some of the stuff in some of their songs. Like he's got some deep and like, and that's the thing. Like you could probably get me into some more rap stuff and give me a better reasoning into some of the meaning in some of those too. Because honestly, what gets me the most is when I can feel the meaning of the lyrics, and that's where he always gets me because I can tell what he's feeling when he writes it. Some of Linkin Park songs did that for me as well. What else did I listen to? What else was I really big into? I'm trying to think. I mean, those two were big. Yeah. I liked their music, but there's some songs that was way overplayed on the radio. Way overplayed. Offspring was another good one that you could feel. You could feel what they were feeling in their songs. Offspring. Green Day. But yeah, there's a lot of good bands out there, obviously. Oh. Yep. La, la, la. Good stuff. One of my favorites of theirs is Self-Esteem. Yeah, that's a good one too. Every time I hear that song, I think of the movie Animal with Rob Schneider. which was produced by Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is one of my all-time favorite comedians. Definitely inspired me to just be more funny in life. Between him, Jim Carrey, and Eddie Murphy, those were my three main, the trifecta. Jim Carrey was always my favorite, and then it was Adam Sandler and Eddie Murphy right there. They were so funny, so lighthearted, and you could tell they genuinely meant good stuff. Robin Williams. Robin Williams was a good one too. Most of his stuff I didn't watch until I was older. Robin Williams. I knew the classics like Jumanji. I was familiar with Flubber. What else? I'm trying to think. Because Jumanji's not really all that funny. We had Mrs. Doubtfire we watched, of course. I really liked Bicentennial Man. And then we watched RV a lot too. I actually just read this book this year. Really good book. I'll go get it real quick. It's really good. Oh. I got a big library. I love to read. For those who don't know, I take books with me everywhere I go. I read this book this year. It's Robin by Dave Itzkoff. And it's really good. It tells you a lot about his life. I did not know he struggled with drugs his whole life, basically. And yeah, it tells you about, like this makes you feel like, those guys deal with the human problems that we deal with too, obviously. We're all humans. He had a lot of jealousy in his life. He was jealousy of other actors getting better careers than him. There's a part where he was a little jealous. He was a little envious of, because he liked to take like roles that were unconventional and with story plots that were completely different. Whereas like he would get jealous of people like Eddie Murphy who were having hits after hits of comedy, and it's just like, yeah, but he's going for different roles than Robin Williams. Robin Williams was going for, he liked the script and he was going for this. But yes, this is a really good one. Robin, they wrote his whole life in this book, basically. Talks about, he was around when John Belushi passed away. Talks about his ex-wives. He even talks about his health towards the end and how it impacted people after he passed away as well. Yeah, he could do some amazing voices. He was ultra talented, but he wanted to do more serious roles, and which is fine by him. But like then he wonders why his career wasn't as successful as some of these some of these choices he picked were just didn't help him. He had a lot more flops than he did success actually in Robin Williams, but we'll always remember him as one of the greats in comedy. But honestly, most of his movies didn't succeed. They weren't cult classics until probably after he passed away. But you gotta understand, he had a lot of good movies, a lot of good ones, but he did a lot of movies. So when I say he did, the majority of his movies were flops, I don't mean to say that like the ones that most people name, yeah, they did good. Although a lot of the ones that people name actually did flop, because they overproduced them. Some of his movies were overproduced too. His serious movies are good too. Yeah, Good Will Hunting, Jack's a good one too. It just and those Good Will Hunting obviously did good. But there's some out there that didn't do as well. There's In the back, he's got his filmology in here too. Try to find it. There's a lot of like notes and credited stuff in this book. Here it is. So here's his movies. Like Popeye. Popeye was a flop. His first, until Good Morning of Vietnam, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He had 8 movies before Good Morning of Vietnam, and all of them were flops. So Good Morning Vietnam was his first successful movie. And then he had a bunch of flops, or he had 2 more flops. Then he had Dead Poets Society. Then he did a bunch more. And Aladdin was his next one that did good. Then Mrs. Doubtfire did good. Jumanji actually back then did not do good. It wasn't until later that it became more of a cult classic. He did have a rough start. He did. But he did play some roles that nowadays were actually decent. Like, would actually fit in a little bit better. There's a movie that he did called The Birdcage. And it's more for this time than it was back then. But it's basically he plays a gay guy that has a son, and his son's about to marry a woman whose father is in the political game. He's like a governor, and obviously because back then it was harder for that kind of stuff to go out. But I think that movie would have probably done better in more of a time like now. Of course, with cancel culture, you never know. But he did have some back then that's like, well, nowadays they would be okay with those kind of movies. I also read a Josh Peck's biography book too, called Happy People Are Annoying. That one was pretty good. Right now I'm reading, and this has been getting really good. It took a little bit to get into, but it's starting to get pretty good. I'm reading Insomnia by Stephen King. And Stephen King's my all-time favorite author. Just love his stories. Love his details. And you can tell that he was a professor in English and in writing, because it shows in the pages. I read Running Man this year, which is also Stephen King, under his pseudonym Richard Bachman. And that was good. I read that at the airport, actually, when I was coming back from my girlfriend's, when she lived in California. Now she lives here with me. Yeah. Yep, she did. And, like, I haven't read hers, and I hear it did really good, and it's getting a lot of praise, but I worry about her because she clearly went through a lot for her childhood, and that Dan Schneider is a horrible person. I don't know why anywhere would ever hire a guy like that, especially knowing his past. We're not going to get into it here. Maybe that's another video, but we're not going to get into that now. But he's a horrible, horrible person. I don't know why they would put him in the Nickelodeon industry. But I feel like she lost her innocence with what was going on in that, and so what happens is she's become kind of a dark person, and she's some of the stuff you don't know if it's fully true or not, but like she seems to be like really grasping for that ultra like attention for like stuff, and we don't, like we don't know personally if what's true and what's not true. Only she can tell us that. But I guess all I can say to her about that is my heart goes out to her and hopes she does better mentally with all that stuff. I think this writing this book probably helped cope with all of that. Hopefully. Yeah, it really is. It really is. It's horrible. But you know, I just hope she's doing really well now, and I hope this helped her process it. I just hope healthily she wrote it down, and now she can move on with her life. Like, okay, that was a chapter of my life, but now it's time to do something else. Um, I was I was at the age when iCarly came out where I was starting to stop watching and was watching more in the adult TV shows like According to Jim and Friends and stuff like that. So I didn't watch too much of iCarly. I know they have rebooted it and whatnot. Oh, Mox's audio bio. I know the feeling about not finishing this book. I get teased all the time because I've been carrying this book for a long time now. I'm almost halfway done with it now. But it's 787 pages on hardback, and it's just taken me a minute to get into it. Took me a minute to get into it, but I'm not one of those people that stops reading a book because I know Stephen King, and eventually it gets to a point, and right now it's at that point where it's got me. It gets you hooked. It was ironic because it was called Insomnia, but it seemed like a lot of times when I'd go down to read it, I was falling asleep while reading it. But now I'm hooked in it, and I can't wait to once I get done with this, I'll probably start reading a little bit of it. Yeah, see, I hope you can move on from it once you finish writing it down, and I think the healthiest thing you can do is once you've written it down and whatnot is accepting that, okay, I've put it here. Now, obviously, people are going to have questions about the book, and like that's forever going to be in that. But once you've got it down on paper and stuff, I think the most healthiest thing to do is be like, okay, well, I've talked about that now. Now it's time to, not necessarily just tell someone to get over it, but to be like accepting that that's their past and it's not going to control their future. I think that's what people need to do. People need to recognize is like, okay, I've acknowledged it, and it'll forever be a part of my life, but I need to accept that it's my past and not my future. It's not going to control my future. Uh, Advice that I've gotten before that really helps me, and every time I get kind of this way, I think about it, is that life is like you're in a car and you're driving down the highway. You gotta look ahead. You don't want to look too far ahead because you're gonna miss that presence. Too far ahead is the future. Got the rear view mirror, okay? That's your past. It's okay to glance at your past. It's okay to reflect on your past. Sometimes you gotta look at your past to help your present or your future. But it's not something you want to keep your eyes on. You don't want to keep your eyes on that mirror because then next thing you know, you're gonna miss out on the present and the future. So, what I gotta say on that is just glance on the past. Don't 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 weigh yourself down on it because you'll hurt yourself mentally. Until you finish. Yeah. I like writing as well. I have some stories that I've wrote. One of my friends that passed away, we were writing a 5-season series show together called American Runaway, and we'll definitely save that for another live time to talk about ideas on that. I would love to finish it completely just in his honor. Um, and I have a lot of ideas about it in my head. I just, as you can tell, when that happened to me, that really had changed a lot of motivation on that for me. So I kind of had to put it to the side so I could, focus on other things. Plus, I got distracted with, my Twitch started doing really good, and now I'm getting into other social medias. I'm trying to get them to the same level that is, to where that way people will come over from other areas. I'm starting to get people from TikTok coming over and seeing my Twitch streams, which is great. Love to see it. I'd love to see some Twitch people come on over to YouTube or TikTok sometime. And then obviously people from YouTube coming over to Twitch or TikTok as well. Those are my trifectas right now. Obviously, I met you from work, and you're well known on TikTok, and you're trying to grow on all these as well. So it is nice to see you kind of jumping in on all three platforms. So just glad that I got to meet you, and we can hopefully grow on all these platforms together. So do appreciate you coming in and chatting with me. It's been a great stream, guys. For a guy that hasn't had many streams on here, I know it's you know it is what it is. It's great to talk. Whether I get this one-on-one with you or with whoever comes in or whatnot. But it's been a great stream to have this kind of conversation and just speak it up with you guys. I'm just glad that I've not just sitting here by myself, and just talking to myself. It's been a great time. So I do appreciate that, guys. Yes, 2024 will be. Do we have any? I know this is kind of a cliche thing because nobody should really make goals just because another day turned and it just happens to be on a year. But I do believe that when there's a new year, it gives you a chance to start over and reflect on the year before and find out what you want to do with your next year. So I do believe in that one day is special just because it gives us a chance to be like, I'm going to do better this time. Or, I want to work on this. But do we have any New Year's resolutions that we kind of, like next year I want to work on this? I will go first. Something that I really want to work on is, and I've been working on it for the last couple of years. I'm doing pretty good at it. I'm getting better at it each year. But I'm gonna keep putting it on there until I'm satisfied with what I got. I'm getting to the point where I would like to spend less and save more. So that's one of my goals for next year: is spend less, save more. I have plenty of stuff here. I'm happy with what I got, and I have an amazing personal life. So at the time, so I should just be thankful for what I got, and like not worry about spending as much because I have future plans. That are gonna need. I'm gonna need financial stuff for. Um, Obviously, like professional goals, I am still gonna try to reach 1,000 on Twitch, or sorry, not Twitch, Twitter, which is X now. Uh, I'm gonna work on my Instagram, my TikTok, and my YouTube. Want to hit 1,000 on all those as well, because then I'll be caught up to everything. Um, I'd like to get more consistent viewerships on Twitch. I'm just hoping that like the whole thing on Twitch is not dying down. I don't want to give up on it because it's a hobby to me. I got to remind myself that too. I'm doing it for fun. I'm not doing it, like with the intent of quitting my job or anything like that. I'm doing it for fun, but I also really do like it when it's succeeding and stuff like that. So I want to keep on working on that. But yeah, it's just one of those things that like those are my personal goals and my professional goals. It's just to working on financial stuff and then work on being better content creator, always improving, always changing, always adapting, I guess I should say. Not always changing, but always adapting. I do got dogs, so you're going to hear barking. That's just what it is. We have lots of dogs here, so when people get home, they bark. But I will say, with it being almost 9 o'clock, and I've been up since 3 in the morning, usually my streams are from 6 to 8:30. It is 8:46. Maybe this is something we can start doing too, where, on a Saturday, I ain't got nothing going on. I could start doing some streams on YouTube. This seemed to be pretty good. But hey, we'll
Hillary got something. Okay.
But yeah, we'll just see. I'm getting to the point where I think I should wrap it up. I think it's been great, guys. We'll continue with this stuff more. I'm going to keep on posting stuff daily, trying to post stuff daily. Sometimes life gets in the way, but that's fine. That's a good thing. But I like to post some shorts, sometimes videos. And, until next time, much love, guys. Peace.